you're looking towards the biggest two for you are Forza Horizon 6 and GTA 6.
Hmm.
I think GTA
Forza
6 is
Horizon
my
6 is
biggest.
in Japan. We've been asking at least Forza Horizon players, like we've been asking for that since like Forza Horizon 2,
It's
and
based
they're
in Japan,
finally
isn't it?
giving us. No, no, but the Forza Horizon 6 is in Japan, and it's the biggest map they've ever made out of any of the games too. And not to mention they're adding tons of really, really good JDM classic cars, which we've also been asking for forever. But GTA 6, I've been obviously everybody's been waiting for that thing since 2024. We've been waiting for it since like 2020. Like,
2013 was the last one, GTA 5. So
yep,
keep that in mind for the younger generations that are now alive, and they are 13 years old now. So
yeah,
that's crazy. We have teenagers now, or about to be teenagers, since the
yep.
last one released. That's insane.
No, yeah, yeah. Since the last one released, yeah, pretty much they're about to be 13 if they were born in 2013. Good lord.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're back for episode
5.
5. Yeah, thank you, good sir. Thank you. No, you're in trouble. Anyways, we're back for episode 5. I'm mad. I'm upset. I'm angry. I'm aggressive. I'm a DUI suspect waiting to happen. So lock your doors and your windows. Keep your.
Oh my gosh.
We're
Bro
back
is
for
on
episode
one.
5 of the Respawn Archives, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Patrick, and this is your co host.
Oh, you want me to say it? I
Every
thought we were going
fucking
back.
time.
You've said it every time.
This is your
I'm
co host,
Will.
Will. You guys might be wondering about the big question in the room. Where have we been for the last 2 weeks? Um, I had a
Life.
prostate exam, and the rest is all Will's fault. So,
Okay. All right. All right. And now you're just jumping the gun. We're gonna blame your prostate before anything.
no, don't say it like that. Why would you?
You're the one that brought it up.
All right, all right. But we're back. We're back for episode 5, and hopefully, the future here we plan things out a little bit better. Easty says, I'm speaking half Italian and Japanese.
What are you going on?
We'll plan out things better. Easter had a huge devastating effect on the Respawn archives. Um,
Your camera's focused.
but anyways, we're back. First topic to get into is golf. We wanted to talk about golf. We wanted to talk. I had a question for you, which I was hoping to land to something else. You want me to just ask that question? Or what were we talking about on golf?
I mean, go ahead, shoot.
Uh, I know there's a bunch of different brands of golf brands that make golf clubs and bags, golf balls, etc. But I'm going to ask you because you know a little bit more about golf than I do in general sports. Uh, in your opinion, which one is the nicest, and which one would you buy if you had an open check between Titleist, TaylorMade, and Callaway? I'm gonna go with those 3 brands. I know there's probably better brands out there. I'm probably gonna hear about it in the comments, but
Hmm. All paid, like just choose whatever I want, bag, clubs, everything.
yeah, Titleist, TaylorMade, and Callaway. They're all good brands. They all make
Hmm.
very nice. Which one would you say is the nicest though? I feel like TaylorMade and Callaway
Well, I
are kind of
feel
have
like
a tie going on.
like Titleist is like good. Like don't get me wrong, they're good. But Callaway and TaylorMade have been two of the big, I guess you could say, giants in the industry for a long time, at least recent years and stuff like that. Um, but I would say, dude, I don't know, because I Callaway makes some really good irons, but so does TaylorMade. I have a TaylorMade driver, and I would love to get some TaylorMade wedges. The TaylorMade MG4 wedges, I've wanted those for a while, but I feel like I might have a mixed bag. If I have to go with one or the other, I'm gonna choose TaylorMade. But if I could have a mixed bag, I have a TaylorMade driver, a uh, TaylorMade 3-wood, TaylorMade hybrid, and then I think I'm gonna go Callaway on the irons, maybe TaylorMade, but I think I would go Callaway on the irons, and then TaylorMade on the wedges, and then I would branch out for the putter. The putter would either be a Scotty Cameron or a Lab putter.
Why did you go with Callaway for the drivers?
You mean for the irons?
I thought you went with TaylorMade for the irons.
Not TaylorMade was the driver 3-wood hybrid, Callaway irons, and then uh, TaylorMade wedges.
Uh,
Like the Callaway. Like
does,
I love the Callaway paradigm, the AI smoke paradigm. I've heard so many good things about those, and they just look so clean. And you can get them in black too. They look incredibly clean.
for Callaway?
Yeah, those irons would be the irons that I would get.
What's so
But if I'm
special about them?
going
Are
with
they balanced out, kind of like
it's
a?
just newer technology, and it's good distance and forgiveness from what I don't have. Obviously, I don't have a set, but that's what I've heard from some of the people. But then, like, if I was to go with TaylorMade irons, I was looking at the QI, the TaylorMade QI irons. Those are the ones that would match my driver. I have a QI 10 driver, and I would get a QI 10 3-wood and hybrid, and I would either go with the QI 10 irons or maybe the P790s. Those would be my two picks for TaylorMade irons, and then hands down, I'm going TaylorMade MG3 or MG4 wedges, no doubt.
Really?
Yeah.
I was going
Um,
with Hoosier Fry wedges, but that's just my fat ass. So,
who's your fry wedges?
anyways, and then you said there was two different companies for the putters. So it sounds like you're
Okay,
very specific. You're
so
very special about your putters. I know when it gets down to the wire and you get in that what was that 30 yard? What's
it's like
usually the
30
soft green around the
footers. It's like, so with the green, you're dealing in feet instead of yards.
why?
So, like, the further, like, how do you not know why? You play golf.
Don't throw me underneath the bus like that.
No,
Like wait, because
but,
there's like a
like,
different level of green cut around the hole. How big is that diameter? Is
no,
that like 20
no,
foot
no.
or?
So, the whole green is cut the same length, but then you have just around the green. That's called the fringe. So that's like just off of the green, and then you have the second ring, which is like your rough, or maybe the fairway, or something like that. But Scotty Cameron is it's basically like the pinnacle of putters. Like tons of pros use it, and like I think Tiger Woods had a Scotty Cameron putter that he used all throughout his prime. And Scotty Cameron's just like it's the pinnacle. And then Lab is a new company that came out like a couple years ago. I've seen so many people use them, and I've heard so many good reviews. They're like $300 for a putter, but then the Scotty Camerons, that a single putter could run you like $400 to $700 for a Scotty Cameron putter, like something ridiculous depending on the type of putter that you're getting. But it's just like those two would be like the pinnacle for me. If I didn't go with that, either of those, I would probably go with like a TaylorMade Spider. Like that would be. I think that's like a $250 putter, something like that.
And to summarize, you said either a Labs made putter or Scotty Pippen.
Scotty Cameron. Scotty Pippen's a basketball player. Played with Michael Jordan in the '90s.
And I knew that. I was testing you. Potato, potato, tomato, tomato.
But yeah, Scotty Cameron or Lab putter. Those would be my two picks for putters at least.
I don't know a whole lot about golf, but if I was, I would go with the ones that look the nicest. So I would
Makes
probably.
sense. I think you would like any. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you look at the Callaway AI smokes in
Yeah,
black,
yeah.
those look. I think you would go with those. Those just they look so clean.
Can never go long with looking good with a bunch of smokes.
Hey, they say look good, play good. You're right.
Yeah,
You
am I
just buy a bunch of good
right?
looking gear and good looking clothes, and you'll play good, right? Like that's how it works, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you
You
like
said.
that, huh?
Why'd you say it like that? Like
I don't know.
you like that,
But
you dumb bitch.
no, but the Callaway AI smoke, like all of them, the driver, the 3-wood, the hybrid, the irons, they all look so clean. Like, where is this? Here we go.
You're talking about Callaway, right? Because I was debating between that and TaylorMade.
Yeah, for you, I feel like just if you're going off of like looks, I think you would
Well, and playability, obviously. That's
focus.
the whole reason you have a pair of clubs, you know.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the thing is like my driver. I got my driver fitted, and I need to get the grip changed because I had the shaft snapped when I was putting them back into my car, so I had to replace the shaft, and they put the wrong grip on it. So I just in general, I need to change the grip on it, and then when I get my new irons, hybrids, and wedges, I need to change the grips to the grips I'm used to. So when you get new golf clubs, it's recommended you go get fitted, and that's the best way. They basically you just sit at a simulator and you hit the golf club and whatever feels the best to you and works the best for your swing is what you should get. It shouldn't be based off of the looks. It shouldn't be based off of what pros use. It should be based off of what fits your swing and your body type. Like it deal because like my driver because I'm not like 6 foot or anything but I'm not like 5'4", but I got my driver cut down an inch on the shaft so it would fit my swing better. And then my irons, I don't think I'm going to need to get those cut down at all. But sometimes you need to. So going and getting fitted for the clubs, it'll find clubs that'll help fit your swing as well as if you're like a newer golfer or something like that, it'll help you find a club that gives you more forgiveness. So say you don't necessarily hit the ball in the center all the time,
Yeah.
it'll give you a better flight path if you don't hit it on the center and still give you some distance. That's what getting fitted for your clubs would do for you, and which I would recommend for you. If you're like legitimately looking at getting some good clubs, go get fitted. It's gonna be a lot, but it'll be worth it for your golf game long term. Long term. Like my driver, getting a fitted driver. If I'm playing consistently and I'm working on my swing, my driver is immaculate. Like I'm hitting it right down the center and I'm hitting a good fade. Like that's what I naturally play. But I'm so rusty right now because I've not been able to play as much because it's been so busy. But I'm getting fitted for that hybrid irons and wedges, and I'm not gonna go with what matches my driver, which is what I would like to do. I'm gonna go with what fits my swing. And what I would recommend if you do go get fitted, take your clubs, like take your whole bag in, so you can get an idea of like what your numbers are with your base swing and your base clubs that aren't like shiny or brand new or whatever, and you can get a warm up in. Because that's what I'm doing when I go get fitted this probably in May.
For the people that are getting their first set of golf clubs or getting fitted for the first time their golf clubs, what's a normal price that you're gonna pay for this, and what's a maximum price that you should pay that you should be looking for
Well,
to make sure they're not
okay,
getting ripped
so
off,
let
or
me. Well,
'cause
yeah,
some
but let
people
me
have
separate
budgets,
this in.
Everybody
Well,
has
yeah,
20
but
grand.
let,
It's a
let
car
me
payment,
separate this.
like
Nah, let me separate this into two different things though. So first, you said like somebody first starting out playing golf, and then
okay.
somebody who's looking to get fitted. So if you're just starting out, I wouldn't recommend getting fitted for clubs. This is what I did. I went to Dick's Sporting Goods and I bought a top flight set of clubs. It was $300 for the set. I got a driver, a 3 wood, two hybrids, a 6, 7, 8, and 9 iron, and a pitching wedge and a putter. That was it. That's for $300. It wasn't bad, and I learned how to play golf with those. And then as I got better at golf, I ended up swapping out all my irons for like it's like this brand on Amazon called Lazarus. They're pretty good irons for the price. It's like $250 for them for a 4 iron to pitching wedge, and I've liked those. And then you got the wedges as well. I did Lazarus wedges, but I haven't gotten fitted for those. And then I got fitted for my driver. When you've played golf enough and you figured out your swing enough, that's when you start getting fitted. So like $300, just a basic entry set. But then when you're getting fitted, that's where it starts to run some money, because you need a longer shaft and bigger or smaller grips, or a shorter shaft getting it cut down. Stop. You're just dirty.
So, what kind of balls are you looking at
smiling
here?
over there. Shut up. Nah, but getting fitted, like a good low end irons, like just the irons, not the drive, because my driver with the fitting, it cost me $600.
Well,
And then irons would probably cost around 1,000, 1,500. It may be 700 on the lower end, but you're gonna probably spend like 1,000 to 1,500 on just the irons, and then that's not including a 3 wood hybrid and wedges. It'll run you like 3 to 5K if
now I'm
you're
gonna.
doing a full fitted set. Are you
Okay.
good over there?
Oh, wait, what?
I was just asking, you good over there?
Yeah, I'm good over there. I'll tell you what I did for my first set of golf
Okay.
clubs. Because not all of us can go and drop. Would you drop at Dick's Sporting Goods like $500 or something like that?
I didn't do it. My grandpa bought it for me.
Okay. Anyways,
If I was
Depot
buying
baby.
my own club, I was gonna buy like a $300 driver. I mean, I spent $250 on all my irons and $130 on my wedges. So for a full iron set and a full wedge set, $380, which is not bad, but that's more than I spent for my whole entire starter kit. What do you find so funny over there, bud?
Okay, so I'm going to teach you guys the definition of a tax write-off. So this is what I did for my
Oh
first
my gosh.
set of golf clubs. My first set of golf clubs, I wanted to do a tax write-off because I couldn't afford $500 or $1,000 for a pair of golf clubs. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Facebook Marketplace. You're going to find the nicest set of golf clubs that's going to fit you, obviously. You're going to head to that person. You're going to tell them you're interested in them. And you're going to meet up with that person at a McDonald's or a Starbucks or whatever it is in public. You don't want to do it at your house or their house, okay? Because, that's a bunch of extra shit. Anyways, you're going to meet him there.
Oh my
And then when you
gosh.
meet up with them, you're not gonna have a gun perceivably, but you're gonna have your hands in your pocket, giving them the illusion that you have a gun, and then you're gonna forcefully and suggestively tell them to put them in the bed of your truck and then drive off very fast. Okay, we call this a tax write-off. Okay,
So that's some tax write-off there, bud.
I was
That's
hoping to
some
end that
tax
a little bit
write-off.
better than drive away fastly, but
You were cooking there for a second, and then it kind of died.
I lost momentum. I tried.
What did you actually do for your first set? Did you buy a set off of Facebook Marketplace, or was it like a
Yep.
hand-me-down?
And then I had a big baggy switcher, and I put my hand into the. I kind of like told him to stick it up. Then he called the cops on me. Then I ran.
Nah, what did you actually do for your first set? like Facebook Marketplace, or was it handed down? Because my one of my buddies that I golf with, he's still using the set. He got it handed down from his uncle, I think. And then my other buddy, he bought the same exact starting set as me. And I got them into golf. But we've all just slowly switched out clubs and upgraded.
I was trying out for the golf team in high school, and I needed a pair of nice golf clubs. Well, pair of golf clubs. I just happened to find a nice pair on
You need a
Facebook
set,
Marketplace.
yeah.
I got lucky, and mine had all the nice like fancy Louis Vuitton socks on the top and shit like that. And I just found some on Facebook Marketplace, bought them for a really good deal, used them. They're now too small for me, kind of, but that's why this whole conversation came up, if you guys were wondering. I thought, hey, this would be a good thing to talk about on the podcast, in case you guys are in the same boat I am, is where I'm in that area where these work, but if I'm going to buy new golf clubs, I want to make sure they're fitted and they work good for me and they're not too small like this.
So,
But I'm on the edge of like, is it worth it or is it not worth it? Because I kind of play golf, but I
well,
kind of don't, so it's...
well, here's the thing. If you want to get more into it, I would say it's definitely you get what you pay for. So realistically for you, if you wanted to buy like the Lazarus irons and wedges that I use right now, I would say do that because you're not golfing a ton, but you also want an upgrade and you want clubs that fit you. So that's a cheap way to get some good. I'm pretty sure you can get a hybrid irons and wedges from Lazarus off of Amazon, and they're really affordable considering some of the other companies out there. Um, that's what I'd say. You could go that route because you're not going to spend as much as you would have going to like the PGA Superstore or like a Golf Galaxy or whatever else you got, or like a Dick's Sporting Goods, and dropping the money on the clubs they've got there.
I've been to a PGA Superstore in a place nearby where I'm located, from announced reasons, Area 51. And those stores are actually very big. They're a lot bigger than you think. Uh,
Just super nice.
so they are worth
I
walking into
love.
if you guys are wondering about
Oh
that.
yeah, I love going
I
into
should go back to
PGA
there.
Superstores. Going in like my two favorite places to go into, PGA Superstore and a Bass Pro Shop or Cabela's. Two favorite places on earth to go.
Didn't Cabela's buy out Bash Pro Shops? So technically they're the same. They're
I
owned the
couldn't tell
same,
you.
but they're
All I
labeled. They're different
know,
entities or some bullshit.
I don't know. All I know is that I love going to Bass Pro Shop. It's my favorite thing in the world, especially because I get to look at all the fishing gear, and I probably end up walking out spending some money too. I walk out with new goodies, but I don't know why. I grew up doing hunting and fishing and camping, all that. I grew up doing that in northern Michigan, and northern Michigan a little bit, and then southern Michigan and southern Indiana, doing all that stuff growing up, and that was I still love doing that stuff.
About death? How do you feel about talking about death?
What the heck? How can I go from talking about golf and ending with Bass Pro Shop to going to talking about death?
Well, it was that or video games, so.
I think the latter is the better option.
The
Nobody wants to
latter?
watch the latter. It means the second option. Latter. It means the second option. It's like if I had to choose between a burger or
No,
pizza,
second.
it'd be the
Second
latter.
starts with an S, so.
I'm sorry, your pea-sized brain can't comprehend the English language.
It's Latin, okay. First off, it's based from Latin.
Yeah, well, English is
Thank
a
you.
stupid language. English makes no sense. And I speak English as my
Latin
first
English.
language, and I just can't stand the English language at all.
Um, but yes, like we were talking about, if you're gonna get fitted for golf clubs, what's a good price for fitment on a? You better stay with one brand
Well,
for your
okay,
whole fitment, or split it up like you were doing.
it's you don't need to stick with one brand. That's like it's a myth. You go with what fits your swing and what fits you. You don't go with, okay, I'm gonna go with like what the pros are using, or I'm gonna go with this because I like them the most. You go with what fits your swing. That is the best advice. You pick the clubs that you feel the best with swinging and that you feel more comfortable with. That is my honest opinion. Don't try to match the whole set unless you're uh like a +5 or like a -5 or a 5 handicap. Like if you're shooting 5 strokes over or lower, then yeah, go ahead, match whatever you want and do whatever you want. Like if you're a good, like really good golfer, yeah, go ahead. But if you're just like an amateur golfer and you're just golfing occasionally, I would say pick something that fits your swing and that you feel comfortable with. That's the main thing. But like with your situation, I wouldn't recommend getting fitted because it's gonna cost you more unless you end up golfing more and more.
I always thought I looked good in leather, leather and iced out.
What?
Yeah, iced out.
I don't
I
know
want
about
everything to be diamond and
leather.
gold. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't know about leather, and I think the iced out stuff kind of looks kind of ugly if I'm being realistic. I like a nice like
You're gonna
gold, just
bedazzle
straight
your shit,
gold,
aren't
or
you?
no. I don't want any of
Rhinestones
that.
and
I would just like the most that I would like would be like the tennis bracelets with like the square diamonds and the the necklaces. That would be the most that I would do, and
talking about
then
like a
maybe
really
like a
light, thin gold chain that
not like no no like there's thin gold. I
your
wouldn't
ankle
mind
or something like that.
those. Like those thin ones, I don't mind that. I don't mind like a little ring or something like that with a little gemstone. But I don't need like these like how the rappers do like these busted out like bust down like covered in I don't I it doesn't appeal to me. I would rather have just like a clean gold or platinum, just clean watch and have that. That to me that's more aesthetically pleasing. Or like oh what's the like a Rolex Daytona. I'm not gonna just go ahead and throw a bunch of diamonds on that. It looks good already.
I think certain things iced out with diamonds look good. Other things are better with simplicity. Whether that's like if we're talking an AP or a Rolex. It just depends on what model and what brand you're going with. But
Well, also, it's also a personal preference too. Like you could want like a bust down Rolex or whatever or grills or what, and I'm just like I have no interest in that. Like I said, the most that I would do is like those. If you look it up, the tennis bracelets, it's just like square. It's just like square diamonds, and it's the whole bracelet or chain. That would be the most that I would do. I think like the thin gold chains or bracelets are fine. I think or like the Cartier bracelets. I like those. Like the screw or the nail one and the other one that you lock on with a screwdriver. I
no,
wouldn't
I
mind.
hate those. They're so ugly.
They're
I
simple.
get
I
why
like
they're
them.
they're simple and they're fashionable, so I get why they sell well. But like, I like something like with a really thin.
You're on push to talk, buddy.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Oh, God. Okay, here we go. What did I leave off on? Did I
really
talk about
thin. Like your
thin?
chain?
Thinner than this. You ever see like girls when they play tennis? They have like a really thin gold chain around their ankle.
I mean, I don't watch tennis, but I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about though. The really thin, like sometimes they'll wear it as a bracelet or like an anklet or whatever, or even like an actual chain, like super thin gold. What are you doing over there?
What? Why are you
You're
making?
sitting, you're sitting over there trying to look like a whole. Okay, no, that's so
Damn,
cringy.
girl.
That's so cringy.
I'm gonna push the talk, ain't I? Damn it. Crap. Okay. Next topic. We're rolling on. Let's talk about space and
I love outer
specifically
space.
black holes.
Black holes.
Oh, that and just like how big the cosmos is. I was watching something on space the other day. I think I was leading off the topic of that they just launched a
The
spacecraft
Artemis 2.
through the Artemis
They launched
2
they launched the Artemis 2
through
to
not
go
Blue
to go
Gen.
to the moon.
What company was it through?
No, no, it was NASA.
It was NASA. I thought it was through Elon
Yeah,
Musk's
no, it wasn't
SpaceX.
SpaceX. It wasn't SpaceX. SpaceX helped,
Really?
but NASA launched that. NASA launched it in Florida, and they were in space for 10 days. They went around the Earth and then zipped out towards the moon and went around the moon further than any human has ever gone and came back in 10 days. And I think they have 3 more planned, and by 2027 we will be on the moon again for the first time since 1969. I think all the other 1970. It's somewhere in the night. I think it's 72 or 79. It's in the 70s. It was the last time we went to the moon, like over 50 years.
Didn't we go on the moon in like 65?
Not
Apollo
we
1.
land we no. It was Apollo 13. That was the first one to land on the moon, and that was in December of 1969. I don't remember the exact date, but I know December 1969 we landed on the moon with Apollo 13. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin.
I'm reading an article here on Apollo 1 launched and it blew up, but I thought that was a different rocket that blew up. That
Mm-mm.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, into the spacecraft
Deep
rocket.
dive.
It's gonna be okay. We're gonna beat China. We're gonna be the first ones there. See a lot of different aliens of different sorts and kinds. Enjoy. Apollo 13, right?
Yes, Apollo 13 was in December 1969. Oh yeah, it was 1972. 1972
Apollo 13 was
the
the
last
third
Apollo.
moon landing. Blah, blah, blah. So who had the first moon
Wait,
landing?
what? 13. It was Apollo 11. My fault. Apollo 11 was the first landing on the moon with Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong. Apollo 13. They made a movie about that one. That one would have been the third. That one would have been the third moon landing, but they had oxygen tank explosion in April 13th of 1970. The Apollo 11 was the one in December 1969, first one to land on the moon. Oh no, wait, that was in July. What? I thought it was in December. Why am I thinking December? Which one was December? What one was that? Was that?
I'm thinking
that's
the one
why.
that blew up. That was
Apollo. Oh, that was Challenger.
Who names the rocket Challenger? We challenge you. I gotta watch what I say here. Actually.
Apollo 17, the final mission was December 1972. That one, that's where I got that date from. And then it was in 1969. I just got the month wrong that we went, and I got it was Apollo 11, not 13, but I did get the dates correct and the astronauts. But yeah, the Challenger incident. Did you remember that? We were like young when that happened.
That happened in 1986.
Oh, it did? I thought that was
But still, it was a horrible disaster, and it killed every crew
Oh
member
well,
on like all
yeah.
7. That's
Nah,
that's insane.
there
Can you
was
imagine like
no there.
blowing up like that? Like,
Nah, there was one. I swear there was one that happened when I remember reading about the Challenger. That's why it's so vivid for me. And watching the video of it, it was horrible. That one was just. What was the issue? That's insane. It broke apart 73 seconds into the flight.
yeah, it
A
just
minute
blew
and
apart like a
13
bomb.
a minute and 13 seconds into the flight, it disintegrated at 46,000 feet.
Can you imagine that much fuel and that much pressure blowing apart in like 73, excuse me, 73 seconds to your flight, and you're all dead. Like, just didn't even leave the atmosphere. Just
Oh, yeah.
um,
Let me see. I'm trying to think of the one that happened. Oh, the Columbia. That one happened when we were kids. That's the one I'm thinking about.
what what year was that?
2003. February 1st, 2003, the Columbia disintegrated upon re-entry after a foam damage to its wing. Both accidents killed, like the Challenger and the Columbia, both accidents killed all 7 crew members.
Except
That's
for
when
the
they started
Columbia was
doing
returning
major.
from the moon, right?
The Columbia was returning. Let me see. Let me see here. Dang, it re-entered the atmosphere right over Texas and Louisiana, and it disintegrated as it re-entered the atmosphere, killing all 7 on board. It was the 28th flight for the orbiter, the 113th flight of the space shuttle's fleet, and the 88th after the Challenger disaster. During launch, a piece of the insulating foam broke off of the space shuttle's external tank and struck the thermal protection system tiles on the orbiter's left wing.
Damn, it's really the small things in life that make the biggest memories, you know.
I mean, yeah, it caused damage that ranged from minor to near catastrophic. So they think it was something more serious.
You think their rates went up for insurance when that happened? I mean, Allstate wouldn't have done that, right? Or is that more of a farmer's?
I don't know.
Can you imagine the fucking deductible on that son of a bitch? You actually googling that question? I was kidding. It was just a joke.
They'd been on the dark side of the moon. They had never been on the far side of the moon, so they went on the far side and they did research and took pictures, and we lost contact with them for I think about 40 minutes, and then they came back and had a successful reentry. I watched the whole thing. I watched when they launched, and like an hour later I checked back in, and then I checked back in whenever they were going around the moon, and then when they re-entered. I was following that whole thing. Like I've loved space since I was a kid, and I love talking about it. All of it interests me. Have you heard about the black hole? I think it's called. Hold on,
Can I just point out
massive.
how underrated it is in our society of people? How most people don't understand how big the cosmos is. Like the cosmos, which we clarify in English as space, is this an
So
unraveling,
it's
endless void of black,
it's an
pitness, dark.
infinite.
It's an infinite
Well, not
black.
just it's
Like
no.
how
But
big the
think of
cosmos is, because this isn't like
But think of this. Think of
when you think of something, you think of
dude.
a limitation. The cosmos doesn't have a limitation. It's just endless black void forever.
You want to know the size of the biggest black hole ever?
Your mom? I was keeping that one in. That was in the chamber. Okay.
That's
Anyways,
just a
what were you
bad
saying?
joke. It's called Ton 618. So Ton 618.
Continue.
You're laughing now. It's 30 to 40 times larger than our whole entire solar system. A black hole. Because
What are you laughing? What was that smile for?
you're being a freaking child.
I love science.
But yeah, like
Wait.
there are stars that are infinitely bigger than our sun, and the thing I love about space though is the supernovas. Like when a star dies and it explodes. It's
How do you love
beautiful,
that? It's beautiful.
it's
from
beautiful. Supernovas are super
perspective.
sick.
But like, okay,
Do you know the Andromeda galaxy is gonna collide with the Milky Way in like a billion years? Do you know the supernova that will happen when those two galaxies, our galaxy and the Andromeda galaxy collide?
well, it depends if they implode or outplode. If they
Kind of
outplode,
both.
you're gonna have a huge, beautiful display of what we call, what was it, a nebula or like scattering of stars,
Supernova
supernova.
or nebula.
Yeah. If it implodes, then you get a black hole, and then
Well, a supernova
that's a whole
is
different.
a supernova is like it's when a star dies. But a nebula is like a luminescent. It's like luminescent ionized hydrogen
Gases
with cosmic
and
dust.
energy and light.
No, it's literally ionized neutral hydrogen with cosmic dust, and that's what gives it its color. But supernova is when a star explodes, which is actually, I think that stuff's cool.
Oh, it's from an art perspective, it's very beautiful to look at.
It's beautiful, but it's like, what if the sun does that, and then we're just,
I played something the other day. Thanks to the endless dark void of the cosmos, we can survive in the same state as several different black holes that are millions of times bigger than like our galaxy. I'm not talking about the one you were talking about earlier.
Black
There's
holes,
several different black
stars.
holes. But can you imagine if we had a limited state of, like, let's say the cosmos was limited to a certain amount of space, even though we're talking about a huge amount of space.
Infinite.
Yeah, but infinite is the.
Imagine if
huge
it
difference
wasn't
between
infinite, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. These other black holes that
So
are
what
light
if it
years
was
away,
just
these
like-
black holes might be light years away, like really far out, could eventually suck us in,
Not necessarily.
pull us apart.
No, not necessarily.
It's like-
depends. Because let's say the black hole was as far as we are away from Pluto. So
We'd be totally fucked. That's really close, actually. And in the overall realm of light years and like how things are spread out across
It's-
the cosmos, that's really close.
it's 3.7 billion miles away. So
How far is one light year?
Let me see. So if there was
One light year is 5.879 to the 12th power.
but so I'm gonna say this is like Pluto is 3.7 billion miles away from Earth. If Pluto became a black hole, almost nothing would happen to the inner solar system. Its gravitational pull would be identical to what Pluto's current pull would be, and the black hole would be incredibly tiny, roughly about the size of a grain of sand.
Wait,
That's if
repeat that
Pluto-
last part again. What do you mean
If
by?
if Pluto became a black hole, it would have the same gravitational pull as Pluto, and it would be about the size of a grain of sand.
Where'd you get that size from?
Now,
Where'd you pull that from? Because
Pluto's mass being 1.3 times 10 to the 22nd power kilograms, if it collapsed into a black hole, its gravitational pull would remain exactly the same, and the black hole would be super tiny. Because a black hole creates from an implosion.
correct.
But let's see.
I mean, let's take the sun for existence. In like a billion years or so, the sun's going to implode or outplode, depending on whatever. But if it does implode, we get a black hole. I mean, that will end our whole entire solar system and create probably a different vortex in our galaxy that we live in.
So the thing about the sun
Also,
is this: if the sun became a black hole, we wouldn't be sucked in, but we would be plunged into darkness and freeze completely solid. The Earth would remain in orbit because of gravity. So that's the thing. A black hole's gravitational pull is one of the strongest things in space, but it has to be from a planet or a star that had an incredibly strong pull. So if the sun became a black hole, we are not going to be pulled into it, but we would be in total darkness and we would freeze solid and we would still be in the same orbit path. But sunlight would be just boom, gone instantly. The entire Earth would freeze over. And all the surface life would be extinct within weeks. So the solar system's gravitational balance wouldn't change because the mass of the black hole would be the same as the sun, and the Earth would just continue to orbit.
and I'm talking to myself again.
How are you talking to yourself? You haven't said anything.
I forgot to push the button.
Exactly. But it takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds for sunlight to reach Earth. And once those minutes pass, the sky would go completely black, and the moon and planets would become visible. Oh, they become invisible because they only reflect because of the sunlight. And that is from IFL Science.
I know we don't understand exactly how black holes work yet. We have theories of how black holes work, but for one of the theories I've read about and learned about is black holes are kind of set up like dual funnels. So picture you have a funnel like this and you have a funnel like this. And usually when you have a funnel, if you're pouring water, the big port is at the top and then it narrows down like a triangle, right? And you have two funnels that are pointing against each other like this and this. Let's say our sun blows up. You have a funnel like this that's sucking and pulling any type of matter and energy and squeezing it and kind of twisting it out like a candy maker.
No light can
and plug it
escape.
in. Nothing in general, light, matter, speed, whatever it is.
Well,
And it's pulled and stretched into a minor, and this is where I
like a
don't understand.
pinpoint.
But like, is it a pinpoint, like a really small microscopic pinpoint, or is it nothing at all? Is it like hitting a wall?
Well,
You hit the
okay.
wall in my room here, you got to
So
break a hole to get through, and then it gets bigger and bigger again. So but it's saying how you go from something that's hundreds of billions of millions of miles, like diameter wise, it could be huge, hundreds of billions of miles long across, all the way down to something that's like smaller than what our microscopes can pick up here.
so here's like
I guess that
just a
goes with
little
the
bit.
theory of
So,
like time traveling or dimensional traveling
eh,
through black holes. There's a
I
theory
don't
on that. I don't know
know.
if I believe that or not, but
I don't because nothing can escape from a black hole.
yeah, but
But
where's it
here's the
go?
thing.
Once you go
So
through that black hole and it pinches you
here's the
down to
thing.
nothing, it reopens again. Is that where you're traveling to a different, I don't want to say a dimension, but a different parts of the
So
cosmos? So
here
where does it go?
I'm gonna go over a couple of different things. So we both know black holes form from the collapse of a massive star, and it's at the end of their life cycle where the core is shrinking infinitely, like just compressing on itself, and it creates a region with gravity so intense that light can't escape. We already know that. Process involves a supernova explosion, leaving behind a singularity surrounded by event horizon, which can grow by absorbing matter around it and merging with other black holes. So, like a stellar collapse, when a massive star becomes when it consumes its nuclear fuel and gravity overwhelms the outward pressure, it causes the core to collapse. So then you have the outer layers of the star just exploded, leaving behind the core.
So you're
And
saying
that's
after
what.
millions of years, it basically sucks in on itself and implodes on itself. It
So
sucks in on itself.
this is where you're getting to the point that you were talking about, where it kind of that pinpoint you're talking. So
No,
event
I'm talking about
horizon.
like during the complex of pulling shit into it and twisting and stretching out.
No, yeah, I
I'm
know.
talking about
So
like
this.
two
No, I
like
know.
greater than less than sides,
No,
two
I
sides of the
know.
black hole,
I
one
know.
here
You're
and then one on the other
talking.
side of a different segment of the cosmos. You know, when it's
No, I
pulling
know.
that
You're
matter
talking
in, that
about
pulling
that.
light in, where's that go?
So
You can't destroy
that
nor
this
create
is
matter. Okay.
no. This is where you get the event horizon. I need you to shut up and listen.
I am the event horizon. Okay.
No.
I'm so
So
bright.
if
I
you
make a
have,
solar flare.
shut up.
Sorry,
If you
stealing
have,
from
if
Soldier
you
Boy.
have, if you have an event horizon where the core is big enough, it collapses to a point, like you were talking about that funnel. It collapses to a point where gravity allows nothing to escape, forming the boundary as the event horizon, which is that funnel you're talking about. That's what event horizon is, where the gravity is so strong that it pulls all that in, light, any type of planets, matter, anything like that. It goes into it and it can't get it. So the black holes grow and it pulls in the surrounding gas, dust, stars, which form that swirling hot disk of matter. And then you have the Hawking radiation, which is it's a theoretical quantum effect that suggests that black holes can slowly lose mass and emit radiation. But then you have like what happens when you go inside of a black hole. Like if a person went inside of a black hole.
So you're talking about two
This
different
means
theories here of how a black hole absorbs and disputes the
you
matter
were
and
talking about
energy.
what happens if you go into the black hole, which is what I'm getting to, which is why I
But your
had the
first
event
part there, you were
horizon.
talking about the part when you're talking
The
about
first
it. This, not uranium. What did you say? It was disputing,
that's it's
exputing.
that one's a theoretical. It's a theoretical quantum effect where it
On
suggests that black holes can slowly lose mass and emit radiation.
emit
That's just
radiation. How do they get emit radiation? Where are they getting that from? I'm just curious, but
hell if I know. I'm no astrophysicist.
are we
But then
saying
you
like
get
they
to
just
the other
pull so
thing.
much energy they're creating heat, or I don't know. Anyways,
I,
continue.
but then you get to the thing that you were talking about. Is like what happens when you go into the black hole. So this is like if you cross the event horizon where the gravity pulls everything in, light, matter, stars, everything. So this means going past the point of no return. That event horizon is you can no longer get out. Like when you're going towards black hole, there is a point of no return, and that's the event horizon. And you're stretched and compressed into a stream of atoms, and it's literally called spaghettification.
You're stretched out, like I was saying, right? Your matter, like whatever, it
It's
gets stretched out, and it
it's
pulls in, kind of.
it's due to extreme tidal forces. So time would literally slow down for
To
you
zero.
relative to the outside world, and you would be crushed into a central singularity. So it's like spaghettification would be like a gravitational pull on your feet would be significantly stronger than on your head, stretching into a long, thin string of atoms. That's spaghettification. And Crossing the event horizon boundary would mean escape is impossible, and all directions lead into the center of the black hole. Time dilation from the outside observer's perspective, you would appear to slow down as you approach the horizon. Eventually, you seem to freeze, while you would see the universe as a tiny, warped ring of light. And then you eventually reach the center, the singularity, where the density is infinite and the laws of physics completely break. If you entered a supermassive black hole, like Ton 618, a supermassive black hole, you might survive past the event horizon for a time, whereas a smaller black hole, it would destroy you before you even reached it.
You say destroy like everything that goes in a black hole is gone forever, but I feel like it's more like hear me out. I feel like it's more of a theory of
If you're
like
talking about a
that's
supermassive black hole like Ton 618, like that one, you would survive for a certain time, but eventually you would still be stretched so thin with your atoms that you would just disintegrate. You could survive, but who knows how long.
I don't believe it that way. I believe it as, and I don't know if we could survive this, but I feel like if we were light or particles of whatever matter or sound or something like that, I feel like we could be stretched thin enough where coming out the other end, it starts to open up again to somewhere else, located somewhere else. I don't know.
I don't think that is
Possible.
possible at all.
So you think it just goes
So,
into what? Like, where does this go? Where's all this shit go that's sucking it in? You know, it can't just
uh,
destroy it and it's gone forever. Is it in a different dimension, in a different area of the cosmos? Is it?
so when something enters a black hole, it passes the event horizon where the gravitational forces completely rip it apart. I'm talking like even a planet or like a star. So like things like stars or planets going into a black hole will be ripped apart and stretched and compressed into subatomic particles, and you get the spaghettification. They are consumed at the center. There is. It's not like a wormhole. That's what you're thinking of.
There
A
are
black
theories.
hole.
There are theories on black holes being wormholes, though, because we don't know exactly what is going on. You are right about the spaghettification, though. That's what happens going into the black hole. But as far as
It
how long it
everything just
lasts and where it goes, we don't
disintegrates.
know. But
Well,
wait, if
it
I
it
throw
this
something down
this
my garbage disposal, it disintegrates, but it still is going somewhere.
well the spaghettification also depends on the size of the black hole. Like I said earlier, the smaller the black hole, the quicker it would happen when you pass the event horizon, the point of no return. It would
Um,
happen quicker rather than later.
I like how we're just throwing around spaghettification like we have PhDs or some shit like that.
I mean, I don't got a PhD, but I know the term.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on episode 5 of the Respawn Archives. I hate to break it off here, but we are getting kind of long. And we unfortunately are adults with schedules. Is that right? I'm not trying to cut you off or anything like that,
Absolutely.
but we will
No, I
definitely
know, I
pick up
know.
on this on next episode. We'll definitely talk about this next episode. We're also going to talk about our next archive. No, um,
Oh, cryptid.
yes, our next cryptid. We're talking about space here, black holes, how big the cosmos is, how things are laid out, as far as virtue of size and length, and I mean, when talking about the cosmos and talking about space in general, it's a very, very big conversation. I mean, we could talk
Oh,
about this for the rest of our
you could talk
lives.
about it for. Oh, exactly. There's so
This
much we could
conversation
go
on
over.
space, there's so many different topics and so many different debatable theories because so many things are proven and aren't proven, and obviously,
It's
majority
the
of this is
biggest
way over our
unknown.
heads. We aren't, lab scientists or whatever the fuck you want to call us, but we will talk about more. Probably talk about a decent amount at the end of every episode. We'll probably just add on to it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So anything you
I'm
wanted
down
to
with
add?
that. No, I think you covered everything.
Trying to think what else. Oh, I have a theory that I would talk about next episode, maybe on based on uh the afterlife and space and how they coexist together. It's a theory. It's not true. Probably not realistic in any manner. But I thought it was kind of an interesting. What?
I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking about that. I feel like that could get tied into religion then.
Yes, but I'm not trying to make it religious. I'm just trying to take a theory
No.
of like how. I don't want to talk about it now. Well, I want to leave it for next episode because if we talk about it now, we'll be here for another hour or so. But thank you for tuning in for episode 5 of the Respawn Archives. This has been your host Patrick and your co-host Will. We will see you next week for episode 6. And I'm gonna try to keep these rolling out probably around noonish EST on Fridays if I can help it. Yeah, I think that's about it. We
That wraps it up.
Alrighty, peace.